Today we're going to talk about why your hair is dry no matter what you use. If your hair still feels dry no matter how many moisturizers you go by, the problem really is not that you're using the wrong products. The problem is that your hair is losing moisture faster than you're adding it. And the truth is, some people never figure out the reason why. A lot of people say things like, I moisturize my hair every day with a water bottle. I use leave-in creams and oils. My hair looks so smooth and silky, but it still feels dry. It's so weird. My ends are constantly breaking, and I cannot retain length. These are things that most of you are dealing with and saying to yourself on a regular basis. If this sounds like you, you're not doing anything wrong. You're just trying to fix a length retention problem with the hair product solution. So the truth of the matter is, dry hair is not always about needing more products, oils, or butters. A lot of the time, it's about how moisture is being lost. Your hair can look smooth, styled all nice, and really shiny. But the truth of the matter is, your hair can still be really dry even though it looks all silky and oily. The hair can still be internally dry, and that's the thing everybody misses. Smooth hair is an external condition, but truly hydrated hair is an internal condition. These, although they sound pretty similar, they are not the same thing. Questions that I get all the time from my clients is, why are the ends the first to change? Well, the truth of the matter is, your ends are the oldest part of your hair. So whenever moisture is being lost way too fast, your ends are going to be the first to show it. Why are ends the very first to change? Well, they're the oldest part of the hair shaft, they're the weakest structurally, and they're the most porous of your whole hair shaft, the ends. So when moisture is being lost too fast, your ends are going to be the first place to show it. That's why cosmetologists are always telling you to trim your ends. They're the oldest part. If your hair is going to be damaged, it's always going to start there. The ends are always the culprit. So this is when you'll notice dry ends, your ends becoming thin a lot faster than normal. You'll begin to notice a whole lot of breakage on your ends specifically, and not throughout your whole hair shaft. And then again, your length retention is slowing down, like you've been stuck at the same length for years, but your hair stays oiled and greased up and moisturized. Why can't you retain length? So before we get to any other information, I need you to know something. Come here. Your ends are not betraying you. Your ends are trying to tell you something, but you're not paying attention. You keep trying to put oil on it. So let's talk about why all of these different moisturizers that you've been buying are not working. Moisturizers are not failing because they're bad. That's not it. They're failing because hair products cannot override your regular routines. Creams cannot stop the tension that you're putting on your scalp and on the hair follicle with the different braids and patterns and styles that you choose to do on a regular basis. No matter how much oil you add, it cannot cancel out the manipulation that you put on your hair. It's not a fix. It's not a band-aid. Well, it's a band-aid, just not a very good one. It's a slippery band-aid. And leave-in conditioners cannot fix consistent moisture loss because there's a deeper rooted problem. You cannot out moisturize a routine that is killing your hair shaft's moisture balance. It's just not a thing. You cannot out moisturize a routine that's drying your hair out. If you have to keep reapplying a moisturizer or water all throughout the day or every other day, then something in the routine is flawed. It's not right, because that is not normal. Moisturizer should be applied on the day of style styling, and after that, sebum should be able to flow from the root down the hair shaft into the ends. So that way, even the ends, which is the weakest part of the hair shaft, is covered by that heavenly oil sebum. So this is where tools, airflow, tension, and manipulation all come in and meet. Even low heat tools used the wrong way can increase moisture loss. It can stress out the ends. It makes hair look good for the short term. And I think most people have a warped reality of what short term means, because most of the time, most of my clients are in their late 40s, early 50s, all the way up to early to mid 70s. And you spend your 20s and your 30s thinking you know everything, and then your body makes you pay back for it, makes you pay for it when you get in your 40s. So when I'm here on my channel, girl, I'm just trying to keep you from being bald headed and having to come pay me a lot of money when you get older. I'm just saying. Even though it makes your hair look good for the short term, it's actually weakening your hair for the long term, something called hair weathering. I have so many videos where I break down hair weathering and explain it to you, and I'll leave that location to those videos in the description box below. Some of them live within the Simple Vault, so make sure you check it out. This is why some people say, oh, it worked at first, but now my hair feels so different and I don't understand why. It doesn't mean that the tool is necessarily horrific. Some of them are. But it just means that at that time your hair shaft was not at a place where it could handle that much stress for long term. Everything works until it doesn't. But if you learn the science of the human body, you can learn patterns and routines that keep you from being in a cycle where you'll be spending thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars trying to reactivate hair follicles that have been laid dormant because of the patterns that you won't give up today. Think about it. Most moisture problems are not moisture problems at all. They're retention problems, routine problems, stress problems, and tension problems, girl, because y'all will not stop putting those braids in tight hairstyles in your hair. I know they're cute, but girl. So listen, when hair stays dry, no matter what you do, that's usually a body issue, a scalp issue, something in the system's off. It's not a shopping issue. You don't need to be filing disputes with your credit card company. So what actually helps with the lack of moisture and dry hair and broken ends and all of the things? Well, the first thing you need to do is reduce tension. Reduce tension as much as you possibly can. The freer your hair can be, the better. But as your hair is free, it also needs to be in a style that doesn't add weight and tension, and also makes it easy for you to comb. You need to simplify your routines. Nobody should be doing their hair for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 hours. Unless you're putting individual braids or micro braids in your hair, nobody should be in their hair that long, and the gurus will tell you. Number 3 is watching how your ends are responding. Every time you use a new product, you should always test it first. And you know one of the best things to do? Well, as I tell you guys all of the time, the average human being is losing anywhere between 55 to 100 strands of hair a day. So if you just collected some of your shed hair for like a month and then made sure it was all clean and maybe taped it and made it, I don't know, girl, save it and make a little tape thing out of it. I'll make a video one day over on the Simple Network, so let me know if you want me to do that. But once you make something like that, you can just go back and forth, and when you have a product, instead of you buying the full product, buy the sample size and take that sample size product and test it on your hair. It's your hair, so you'll get a definite reaction, and pay attention to the ends. Make sure you begin giving your hair a break from constant force. So any hairstyle that puts tension, weight, like braids and twists and things like that, they're good for a minute, right? If it's for a protective style, if you're going out of town, or it's the summer, you know you're gonna be ripping and running and you don't have time, okay. But you shouldn't have braids 365. You need to reduce it and amplify and extend the amount of time that you're actually able to wear your own hair. And last but certainly not least, resetting your scalp and your hair shafts natural hydration and moisture balance, right? By clarifying the scalp and the hair shaft. One thing that confuses most women is you guys think that the way that you moisturize your hair is to add product after product and layer after layer. That's actually how you get dry hair. You know why? The real moisture is coming from the follicle. So the more products you put on the hair shaft, a oil is what? A sealant, right? So it seals the cuticle. So if the cuticle is already sealed with oil, how exactly is the sebum supposed to get there? It never can. So your hair never gets the properties that sebum was made to impart upon the hair shaft, and then you got dry hair. And not only do you have dry hair, all of the different key constituents, all of the different properties of sebum, what they do to strengthen the hair, none of those things happen, girls. So your hair keeps splitting and breaking because it's weak, because you keep putting oil on it, you keep sealing it. Before adding more, sometimes the solution is about removing the thing that's causing the hair loss in the first place. This is why I always recommend starting with a reset routine, never a $1 million moisturizer. Your hair looks fine, shiny, and silky, but it still feels dry and brittle on the ends. Your hair is trying to tell you something. Are you paying attention? Your ends will always tell you what's going on. Make sure you're taking notes.